welcome back to episode 21 of my Hunt to Call the Wild series. In this episode I am going to move across to a new map, a new reserve, just to give this latent lakes a bit of a break for a little bit. But before then, something I do want to do is purchase a brand new sight for my rifle that will allow me to be able to hunt at greater distance with better accuracy. So I'm just going to get that swapped in for now. There we go. Where's sights? And that way I'll just get greater zoom for those longer range shots. But yeah, so I was saying, we are going to move across to a new reserve. Gonna not worry about that white-tailed deer today. So the reserve that we will be moving across to, it's going to be Te Awaroa National Park over in New Zealand. So we'll jump across there now and give that reserve a go for a few episodes.
Kia ora. Nau mai haere mai ki Aotearoa. Welcome to New Zealand and to Te Awaroa National Park. This little slice of paradise is teeming with creatures big and small, and more adventures than you'll find on any movie screen or storybook. Now I've lived out here in the Wop-Wops all my life, and never wanted for anything else. In fact, it's practically in my blood. This place and my family go way back. Things have been a little tricky lately, though. It's fast becoming somewhere I don't recognise anymore, and I don't like it. That's why I dragged you out here, Hoa. With your help, we're going to wean ourselves off outside money and make Te Awaroa a model for sustainability the entire South Island can get behind. Right, let's get moving. Glad to see you've arrived in one piece. Josh is my nephew. He just got his license, and I swear that kid spends more time with his hands on the radio dials than on the steering wheel. I hope he didn't talk your ear off. I've had to rely on him a lot lately since my legs started acting up again. I was planning to head out and meet you today, but here I am at home, propped up on 5 kinds of pillows. Doctor's orders. Anyway, that's enough chit-chat from me. Head over to the outpost marked on your hunter mate and let's get you started.
Alright, so
I hope you had a chance to spend some quality time on your own before I rang you up. Your mate, Alejandra, said the two of you were here on holiday? She had nothing but praise for you, by the way. Said you almost single-handedly turned things around for her in 4 Colinas. Well, naturally I have pretty high expectations, but let's take our time getting to know each other first. I'll admit that it wasn't just her recounting your heroic antics that made me pick up the phone. She said you were, and I quote, stoic, practical, and probably born out in the bush somewhere. Just what I was looking for, in other words.
Alright, so starting off on Te Awaroa, we're going to be heading across to a first outpost to get set up. But the main reason I wanted do this reserve over any other one was because it gives a good mix of low and middle sort of class animals. I haven't really, with the layout that I've got, I haven't really got anything to cover like the class 9 animals yet. So I'm hoping with this one here, I'm just going to take out this turkey quickly. I'm hoping with this map, it will sort of give me a chance to level up like my bow level to get to the high grain arrows, which I'll then use on the larger game. So yeah, this first episode I'll be pretty much just seeing what I get, which I've already got a gold turkey, which is nice. But I'll be pretty much just going along and getting to this first outpost, probably go to the first tower and unlock a little bit of the map. And then the next episode we'll do probably a bit more exploration and hunting on the map.
Not far now. We built these outposts in the early 90s. They got the works, repurposed materials, solar roofs, rainwater tanks. That was back when people used to just call you a hippie. Now everything's sustainable, clean, green, eco-friendly. Hippies? Ha! Try trailblazers. And good for the environment doesn't have to mean bad for your back. It's pretty cozy inside. Go on, take a look.
Okay, first outpost.
See, we got company. That'll be Josh's doing, the brat. I told him to leave things be, but I guess he couldn't resist. Anyway, maybe it's just as well you get used to it. I'll fill you in later. Right, mate? See that camera on the table? Strap it to your chest and let me explain what exactly you're here for. There's a lookout tower not far away, so you can head up there and get a sense of the place while I flap my gums.
Alright, we'll just grab
Nice
the
and tight
camera.
now.
There we
Wouldn't
go.
want it coming off right when you've got a shot lined up.
Something else I'm going to do while I am here is grab a little bit more ammo, just so I don't run out while I'm out and about. That's all I need of that. Yeah, 30 odd 6. Go a little bit more of the 30 odd 6 ammo. There we go. And we'll head on out and see. Head across that tower and see what we can find while we're out there.
So, the plan. I want to turn this place into a year-round retreat for hunters like you and Alejandra. So I don't spend most of the year worrying about whether our native plants are going to get overrun by deer again. There's a lot of filmmaking talent out here, and it hasn't been put to good use lately, if you ask me. So we're going to make a commercial, show the world there's more to New Zealand than haka and halflings. And who better to demonstrate the thrill of the chase than an experienced hunter like yourself? Te Awaroa's prime was back in the 80s. Most of the other hunters out here are equally long of tooth. We need someone young, new, dynamic. You. The camera will do most of the work, so you just have to make sure it's on when you head out to hunt. We have a couple of strategic locations on our list to get through. But let's get you that view first.
Another outpost. Here we go. So we've got some chamois up ahead. One of them's detected me, but most of these guys haven't. A little 3 male there, which I reckon is going to be what we'll go for. Got about 60 meters. I need to get in fairly close. A little bit of a weird mating call, but okay. Still got to get about 40 meters closer before I'll be able to take any sort of shot with the bow. is there? We're about 50 meters away. Sneak up to this tree. If I can get up to this tree, I'll be able to crouch up and get a shot at the bow. There we go. Got a hit on 2 of them. See how that goes. One non-vital organ hit, damn. Messed up the shot on the first one. Should have still gone down fairly quickly though. There he is. Let's have a look. Yeah, would have made silver, but I just shot that lure too far back, unfortunately. Alright. Yeah, I only just clipped its leg. Would have been a silver as well, though. It's all good. Now I head back to the tower.
There's the lookout tower, just up ahead. Just take that in. Spectacular, isn't it? This eastern area is all rolling hills and conifers. There's a line of mountains in the centre of the reserve, and native beech forest, and a lot of rain on the other side. Right, so remember Josh's little prank? This place doesn't receive a lot of government funding, unfortunately, and a couple of years ago we were running out of money for field research, and the outposts were in need of sprucing up. So I guess you could say we made a deal with the devil, the Hollywood devil to be exact. Long story short, they've just wrapped up filming for the final movie they were contracted to do. Some fantasy thing, shiny blade or shimmering dagger or something. Now let me check. Resplendent sword. I'll send you the blurb they gave me. My nephew tells me it's a big deal, but I'd certainly never heard of it before this. But yeah, as nice as it is that Te Awaroa's beauty is up on the silver screen for all to see, it's come with its share of problems, to say the least. The bigwigs left in a hurry, and we got left with a bunch of basically intact movie sets scattered here and there all over the reserve. Well, I'm telling you all of this because Josh just rang me up and said that he spotted another set on his way back, not far from where I wanted you to try filming your first hunt. Can I trouble you to go clear it out? We can't run the risk of any of the props from the film featuring in our footage. Cheers.
Alright, so that's going to perhaps start the end of this episode. Next episode we'll move on and explore around a little bit, hopefully get across to doing that next mission. But I think it was fairly successful for the first little bit on Te Awaroa, and hopefully next 20-ish episodes go well in this reserve. So I'll catch you in the next episode.